This interview on August 27, 2013, is part of an oral history of the West Chicago Public Library District project. My name is Crystal Quasman, and I am a member of the Committee for the History of the West Chicago Public Library District. I will interview Don and Marilyn Earley. Marilyn, were you born and raised in West Chicago?
Yes, I was born and raised in West Chicago, and I've lived here all my life.
Wonderful. Don?
I moved to West Chicago 44 years and 10 days ago.
44 years and 10 days. Excellent, excellent. Marilyn, I believe your first visit to our library was when it was located at 102 Main Street. From the year it was there from 1935 to 1948. Is that correct?
Yes, I did. I was supposed to find some kind of history in some magazine that my parents didn't get, so I went to the library, and Mary Buchanan, the librarian, let me go down the basement. That's where they kept their old magazines, and I could go through them at my leisure and pick what I needed, and I found what I had to get.
That's fantastic. And you remember the librarian?
Yes.
That's amazing.
Mary Buchanan.
Mary Buchanan. Don, when was your first visit to our library?
My first visit to the library probably was right after we moved here, and I visited the library when it was on Washington Street.
Yes, the brick bungalow.
The brick bungalow. And they had so little room that the stacks were movable stacks, and I often wondered, what are these teenagers going to do? They're going to get some poor kid in between the stacks and then roll them tight.
I've heard about those removable stacks. Yes.
It was a good place when I was doing a certain amount of research for some of the things that I was doing over in St. Charles. But I also found out that the children's thing was down in the lower level, and the lower level had a low ceiling, and I can attest to the fact that my height was a little bit higher than the lower level.
That's sweet. Don and Marilyn, I understand that you collectively have 8 children and 12 grandchildren. My assumption is that both the children and grandchildren have used our beautiful library. Is that correct?
Yes, they have, and they went to St. Mary's School, so if there was something they needed, all they had to do was walk down Garden Street and find what they were looking for before they came home.
Wonderful, wonderful. Don, I believe you were a politician when the referendums started to build our new facility, and I'm sure it was hard work, and I believe you supported it fully. Can you tell me about that?
Yes, I supported it for the simple reason the old way of doing things with a city library was they would levy taxes for the city, and we would just pass them on, which means that they were always really hand-tied. They couldn't get things that they really needed. With the district, it allowed them to broaden out past the city limits, go to places, raise more revenue, and as you see, you've got a nice building, plus you've got wonderful resources inside the building. Because I was just there Friday.
There you go. Excellent.
I go every Friday.
Excellent, excellent. That's wonderful. And Marilyn, I believe you certainly got behind this last referendum to get it passed.
Yes, I did. I did a lot of telephoning, and I remember people would ask me, well, how much are my taxes going to go up?
Of course.
And at that time, I knew exactly what they told me, so
it was easy to
I would tell them, well, they're not really going to go up that much.
Well, good. And I thank you both so much for the support that you have given the West Chicago Public Library. Marilyn, I realize that you attend many of the programs that our library offers. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, I've already signed up for the next 3. I feel as though I've learned a lot by the programs. They had one about a couple of years ago on all the scams that go around town. Well, I had gotten a call, and I was supposed to have won a lot of money from some international thing I had signed up for. And I couldn't exactly remember what it was that I signed up for, but they said, don't worry, we'll come to your house, we'll pick you up, we'll take you to the bank, and you can deposit your check. I said, oh, this is a wonderful thing. I said, but my husband isn't here right now. He's walking the dog. Let me call you back. What is your phone number? And she gave it back. She gave me the phone number back. In the meantime, I called Lisa Madigan's office in Chicago, and she told me it's either coming from Canada or Jamaica. And she said, and then if you did send money, there's nothing that we can do to help you get it back. So Don came home, or Don was here. He checked the telephone number on the computer. It was from Jamaica. She did call back, and I said, I'm sorry, I'm not interested. It's nothing but a scam.
That's amazing, and you learned that from...
I learned that. I felt, yes, at the library, because it was just they had just had the program, and I hope other people, it will save other people from sending false money too.
That's remarkable, and the fact that you utilize the facility, both of you, so much is beautiful. And I thank you both for spending time with me. I know you're both very busy. Marilyn, you are philanthropic, and your dance card is always filled, and so is Don, who is an alderman, and I can't thank you enough for taking this time and sitting with me for the interview.
Oh, well, thank you for coming.
You're quite welcome.